Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's been a little bit. That interview slash crypto banter with Jay Casper's a great time. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm getting an error here on my side real quick. Okay, now it says it's healthy. I'm not gonna argue. So welcome back, guys. Things are getting a little interesting. Now it's saying error. So it's saying the resolution is wrong. It's expecting a bigger one. I hope we don't have to restart. If the video gets really bad, please let me know. I'm going to pull up the chat so I can see you guys. If that's the case. I have a feeling it is, but you never know. I've never gotten this error before. We got a new connection, and so we can stream at a higher bit rate, and who knows. The stream is starting, so is it choppy? Just let me know. Yeah, things are looking a little interesting. I told you guys you would know. You know, you said, has anything changed? Are you looking at it differently? And I told you guys I'd let you know, or you would know, because I'd be streaming. Here we are. So we have the first sign of something. So as you guys know, we have been chilling what is just in this descending high trend. Everyone's been talking about it, looking at it. It's not a mystery. Not a mystery here. So while we were below said high trend, could be a channel. While we were below, not a lot was going on. We were just ranging kind of from the top of this channel to the bottom, back and forth. We had our little fake breakout in June, fell back into it, and here we are. This isn't a perfect trend line. I'll make it perfect. This isn't a perfect trend line. Here we go. I'll fix it up. But I think I'd probably look at it this way. Maybe? No? Either way. We have managed to break out on it. We see a little price action here and a higher high, and not a higher high yet. Crap. Well, not a higher high yet, but something about Bitcoin, the energy's different. People aren't paying attention. You're not hearing moon stuff. Your sentiment's pretty much bearish. We were hitting almost record lows on fear and greed in the last week. And as of the 21st, guys, I guess I will come clean. I'm not going to come clean, but I will, I'll take the L here. If you've been a fan of this channel for years, you would probably remember me saying this a year, 2 years plus ago. I expect Bitcoin to hit 100,000 by July 21st, 2021, plus or minus a week. Something's telling me here that it's not going to be the case, and that is what it is. However, interestingly, check this out. Where are you? There it is. That's the 21st. So we have seen only upside since the 21st. Spicy. Can we hit 100K by the 28th? That might be asking too much. Bitcoin, guys, something I was reminding the patrons a little bit ago is, you know, Bitcoin gets us. It's amazing how it can change our perspective, and it's very difficult to keep our perspective constant in a dynamic market. So if we forget about all this price action, just for a second, this is hypothetical, forget about all this. If we're back here, hitting 100K was almost granted, right? It's like, 100% move to the upside, 50K candle. People were like, yeah, that's totally possible. And as we sold off, that perspective changed. People now seemingly finding it impossible to imagine a scenario where Bitcoin does make serious moves in a day. We're so used to this sideways now. It's changed our perspective. There's our little trader thought for the day. Be aware of your perspective. This market's dynamic. It's always changing, but you need to keep the same perspective in the sense of, not that you can't flip sentiment or something, but you need to remember, just because you haven't seen something in a while doesn't mean that the things that you've seen are gone. There we go. Little learning lesson. Just in time. Guys, if this breaks out during the stream, I'm getting the robe on, just so you know. Just so you know. Ooh, I forgot to add everyone in the Discord. There we are. Jump in there, everybody. Hopefully they join us. Let's do a quickie. Here, guys. Please smash that like button for the new stream. We haven't been live for a little bit. Let's get the engagement going. Chat in the chat. Answer the poll at the top of the screen. Answer the poll. Let's get engagement going. YouTube will then recommend our video to more people. Also, Discord link is in the chat, pinned That's discord.gg/TomCrown. Jump in there. Best way to keep up with our live streams. God knows we very well may not even be showing up in search right now. That happens. I'm trying not to check because I get too kind of obsessed with it. But the more we chat, the more you guys engage with the stream, the more viewers we'll have. So check out or jump in the Discord. Remember to verify. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And what we're going to do here today is we're going to take a look at the important price levels Bitcoin has. Have we broken out yet? I would argue that we have at least locally broken out. Locally. We see a break of that trend line that's saying trend. But where do we have to get to? Where do we have to go, right? To really say this is a breakout. And that is going to be our topic here today. There's going to be multiple levels, not just one. And as exciting as this is, I guess we'll start it this way. We are very close, and this has felt great. But as exciting as this is, we still haven't reached the 236 retrace. So, literally, by the textbook, we haven't retraced yet. This is nothing. It's just range bound technically still. So the levels I would look at immediately, and these are going to be easy cookie cutter ones. Well, the 236. Got to retake 236. The 382, 25, and the 618. These are all levels we've talked about many a time. And as we progress through this retracement, fingers crossed, we can have higher and higher confidence here. So kind of mini fib lesson is when you are retracing from a high to a low and you're moving back up, taking back some of the losses that you've given up, what we look for is the 0.5. You guys know I talk about it all the time. 0.5 fib retrace. That's at 43,100. And the 618. This is the golden retrace, the golden ratio. And that's at 47.5. That's really close to our original target of 48,000 when the 20 weekly was sitting there. And while that 20 weekly has moved down, let's look at this weekly. We'll start from zoomed out. Well, it has moved down. You can see that it's quickly approaching that 0.5, and that's right around 43.2. For me, that would be the first level where we start looking at this. A rejection from 43 or even 47.5 could get very ugly. So if we're going to be really strict about it, we really need to see the 786 broken, and that's at 54.6, so we're still far away. But we have, for the first time in months, in weeks, in months, and it's what seems like years, we have something to work with. It's amazing. So here we go. We started on the weekly, and we get our first super important value. We have 1 day and 3 hours to go for this weekly close, and at 34,259 on Coinbase, we'll have a bullish engulfing weekly. And while that might not get everyone excited, you know, there's still a day and some hours left. You know, we could definitely overshoot that, or we could sell back off. It is actually very exciting if we do. The last time we had a bullish engulfed weekly was all the way back in April. We're heading into August here soon, and we have not seen this since this candle. No bullish engulfs this entire time after selling off. Only bearish engulfs on the weekly. We see those 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be interesting. That would be a great sign. That would actually, as we zoom in here, we're going to go through some time frames where we have what is appearing to be an edge. Forming. You'll see that bullish engulfing weekly, if we get it, really wraps up the chart. Really makes the chart have a bullish case. You guys know I'm a perma bull. I love my Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a perma bull. It doesn't always go up. We haven't had, we really haven't had a bullish case, and I've been saying that in the streams and the videos, is the chart looks like shit. It's just like there's nothing bullish about it. Everything is bearish. And while I don't think people should trade off of that, I always get skeptical when the chart is one-sided, when everything is perfect. And this was perfectly bearish. Every time frame was showing dumps. We were seeing bearish divergence on our highs. There was nothing bullish. And it was almost too perfect. You guys know I'm still waiting for a retracement. I think I may modify that to about 45 now as the 20s move back down. I do expect a back test of it, even if we want to go lower. But we're starting to get something. starting to get something, and it's very exciting. So weekly, how many weeks have we seen momentum wane? It's since the 7th of June. So yeah, the last day of May was the last day of bearish momentum increasing. We saw that begin to increase April 19th, and it continued that all the way till May 31st, and now has been giving up some of that momentum consistently. This is a lot of waning momentum candles in a row. I like it. I like it a lot. This is excellent. We don't have this on the monthly yet. We still could. There's plenty of time, or perhaps in August. But this weekly is a very compelling story. Absolutely. I want to see those weeklies continue to close and lose momentum. That would be beautiful. I think before we hop off the weekly, we have one more thing here. Is it the 50? Yep. So we can see that this bounce this week, it did trade below intra-week. It traded below the 50 weekly, which is not a good sign. However, closing above this 50 weekly is going to be so important. If we see into the next 27 hours, significant selling to and price push to the downside below that 50 and close, we're going to throw all of this bullishness really out the window. That's going to be very bad. I would, there's no guarantees. I'd put the probability in favor of closing above the 50 weekly. That is currently at 32.3, 32.4. And we are really close to that bullish engulfing. So this is the area I'm looking for price to defend into this close. It's going to be very pivotal to the midterm here and probably to the short term. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to zoom in here and do a little... I'm going to get rid of all this crap first. We're going to zoom in and do a little odd time frame TA. You guys know I love all time frames the same way I respect all moving averages. I respect all time frames. I respect all input settings. I think that it's all the same data. You're just looking at it differently. So let's look at these on the 4-day. And I believe this extends out to the 5. Real quick. And it extends out to the 5. The 5 is closing in 2 hours. So this is interesting. And this might seem a little weird at first, guys. Stick with me because you're going to see why I'm going through these. All right. So we're currently waiting for the weekly to close, hopefully bullish engulfed. Today, the 5-day closes. If it can close above 32.8, which it seems to be doing because it's currently trading at 34.1, 34.2, 3, whatever, with 2 hours left, it's looking likely. So closing above 32.8, we have a bullish engulfed 5-day. Now let's look at the 4-day. The 4-day closed yesterday above 31.8, bullish engulfed. So potentially we're going to see the 5-day here close bullish engulf. We see yesterday the 4-day closed bullish engulfed. Let's zoom in into the 3-day. 3-day closed yesterday, bullish engulfed. One more. Oop, not 2 hours. 2-day. 2-day back on July 20th closed bullish engulfed. It also closed on the 1-day on the same day, bullish engulfed. So here, you're probably getting a pattern here. Probably feeling a pattern. Let's put that 1-day down. 1-day bullish engulf. There it is. So we have the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day, the 4-day, and now we're looking at the 5-day to close the same way. If it does, we have 1 day to go to keep that price level and close the weekly bullish engulfed. While that again doesn't guarantee anything, nothing does. It is a great edge. That is a great edge to see every time frame close with a bullish signal. Could be very powerful. Very powerful. There actually is something on the 2-day that I wanted to show you guys. There it is. Where are you? 2-day. So 2-day. On July 20th, that low. Almost a perfect touch to the 2-day 200 moving average. That would also be the daily 400 moving average, if you guys want to look at it that way. And since then, it has rallied up to its 20. Has not closed above yet. But we've retaken, potentially. This is the first time we've traded above the 2-day 20, or it is also the 1-day 40. This is the first time we've traded above it since we sold off. And you can see the 11th of May, right around that price level, kind of failed to hold, and we sold off, never retook it. 14th of June, did not. I guess we technically did, yeah. We traded really briefly as intraday stuff. This is the first significant trading. And I guess I can say this is the first candle that has opened since May 9th above the 2-day 20. That's pretty interesting, especially you're looking at the 1-day. Yesterday closed above the 20. Yes, we've had fake outs before in June where that did not lead to any kind of continuation. However, we didn't have any of these other things going on. We didn't have all these time frames lining up. We didn't have momentum on the weekly looking in the condition it did. And so I'm looking for the 2-day to close above the 20. If we do get that, if we do get the 20 close, what might we see? Well, we see that the 20 weekly, that's this, I'm going to get rid of the other one. That's the white moving average here. We're on the daily time frame. Is very close to the 200 daily. Very close. And what price is that at? Right around that 45 level. Right around that 45 level. It closed on the daily here, I guess today, right? On the daily. With any kind of, or no, on the 2-day, with any kind of power and momentum behind it, I'm looking for that 44.6 level. It's our retracement level. It's right where the 20 weekly is, and now it's right along the lines of the 200 daily. There's a lot of converging things, lots of technicals pointing to this level, as I've been saying now for 2 months. Like, you guys know this, but you know, gotta drill it in. I don't believe that this was our dead cat bounce. If we're having a dead cat bounce, this is not enough. No one got bullish on that bounce, really, or at least not enough. There was no kind of return to normal, like everything's okay. But a move to this level, especially if it was fast, that may give people confidence. That may feel like the return to normal. And that's when it can get dangerous. My views have not changed on that. You guys, I want it to go up, and going up, yay, good, my portfolio is happy. But that's when it can get dangerous. I really do not see this just trading sideways and then falling down. Bitcoin rarely does that. I think there's one example. We almost always see a move to the upside if we see a strong move to the downside, if it's going to follow. Rarely does it trade sideways and fall. So we're not out of the woods yet. I would like to close a weekly above the 20 week. So this is the big long answer, is the 20 weekly right here, 45, 46,000. A weekly close above this level, and I think we can say Bitcoin has broken out. Bitcoin is looking to resume the bull trend, the bull run. I have not lost hope. In fact, I still, though I said it's unlikely earlier in the episode, I'm still not totally convinced that the July 21st, within a week, prophecy is guaranteed to be wrong here. Crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened in the world. And Bitcoin is certainly one of the crazier ones. Certainly. And are just so many market forces going on right now. So many. So many market forces, man. We learned that SpaceX holds Tesla. God, Elon Musk. I started a video on him, but I couldn't. I started it. I had a bunch of footage, and I couldn't edit it. I couldn't piece it together in the way I wanted. So I haven't put that out yet. But what a character. What strangeness. Moving on. We have Amazon looking to hire some cryptocurrency position. And we have rumors of Apple. I don't know if that's played out yet, but rumors of Apple investing in Bitcoin. There's so many things going on in the world. We're seeing stocks at all-time highs, despite the U.S. I'm talking about U.S. stocks. Despite the Secretary Yellen saying we have to raise the debt ceiling or else we're going to be out of money or bankrupt as a government. And stocks are hitting all-time highs. The dollar is rallying with this. We are in a really strange macro market dynamic in the world right now. Extremely strange, and has really huge potential. Really big potential. Bitcoin was made in response to banks being bailed out, to irresponsible fiscal policies and practices by governments around the world. It has never seen the environment that it was born into. That was born into, meaning immediately after the bailouts. I guess you could argue the environment it was designed for. We haven't seen that. There's a lot of skepticism around the narrative Bitcoin has failed as a store of value, which is gibberish, and nothing has matched its returns. It's stored value better than anything. It just doesn't only go up. But maybe that is just waiting for its time to shine. You know, we have some very serious stuff going on in the world outside of the direct monetary kind of policy and actions of companies. We have some crisis looming again. The same crisis we had to deal with in 2020, we have it potentially looming again as, you know, restrictions have relaxed around the world, and we're seeing, I don't want to say the word because that word got us in trouble a while ago. The flu, the new flu. We're seeing signs that cases are increasing again. The variant, Delta, whatever, spreading faster than the original. You remember back to March. March's crash lined up very, very tightly with the first emergence of that. And now we're seeing what looks like a second emergence of the same thing. And honestly, with restrictions relaxed and people pretending to be vaccinated and things like that, 2 months. I would give it 2 months. 2 months. Until we have lockdowns again. 2 months. So that would be about September, maybe October. Lots of people have been looking at that time, right around Q4. We're going to see some economic turbulence again. Nothing makes sense as is. Markets are just moving up despite any factors. We're going to have potentially a huge mix-up again in the markets. I might be wrong. I've been pretty on point about these timelines and things with it so far when it comes to its spread and actions taken. 2 months. It's going to be interesting. It just doesn't make any sense to me that we're at all-time highs despite productivity down, people like just kind of getting back to normal productivity, and I think we're going to enter right back into that same period. So there's a turbulent road ahead. And if I could say one thing confidently, it's Bitcoin loves chaos. Loves chaos. This is an agent of chaos, for sure. What it does, we don't know, but I've got a good feeling. I'm not at all convinced that the bull run is over. I'm not. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up to its history. And I think that at the end of this year, you know what? I'll say it, guys. You can make fun of me. Me and BitBoy have the same idea. I was on ATB the other week, and like BitBoy's saying, I still think it's going to go to 100K by the end of the year, and so do I. But I've thought that for years. I'm not going to change my opinion because we've seen a little downside. This is Bitcoin. It's going to do whatever it has to do to get people to fold. That's what it does. If being scary price action, moving down is what gets people to fold, it'll do that. If being really boring and moving sideways is what gets people to fold, it'll do that. And then as soon as enough people have folded, the market picks back up and moves. That's really how I view this. I would love for it to be supply and demand related, but I really don't think it is at this point. I think that it will be eventually, but hasn't quite gotten there yet. Be someday soon. All right, so we got through most of it, right? We got through most of it. Let's see. So we're going to take a look at the shorter time frames here. Where might we see? Because this, this is not a beautiful pattern here. This is not the most beautiful thing. This looks like an ascending channel that I would expect to break to the downside typically. However, we did see that here as well, and we did get the break to the upside. That was very unusual. This was the statistical anomaly. It's not 100% that these break in a certain direction, but this is the less favored side. These channels we see repeatedly break to the downside over time. And so this is not the best. We have just seen it, so maybe it's not worth sweating over. But let's take a look here. Our fibs don't really line up with much here, right? Line up with much. This from. I was just looking at this and I had a pretty great head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders pattern picked out. Wish I could find it. But our 0.5 retrace down at 31.8, 618, 31.2. Both of these levels perfectly reasonable and okay to test. Totally okay. Doesn't really do anything to this rally. If we saw it come down to here and bounce, well, then we just have a higher low. And in fact, probably people would paint it like that as a 3 low. I don't think that's really on the table right now, though it's totally possible. What I'm looking for, maybe it's from here. Here? here. It's like, I don't know, maybe cherry picking a little bit here, but if we look at just this movement, we do see that our 618, our golden retrace, is very close to this 32.8 level. This is what I would almost expect. Now, yes, this pattern would say break to the downside, but we just saw it not break to the downside. So it's totally possible we'll see that again. And if we do get that, we start seeing what looks like a V-shaped recovery. That would be excellent. That would be excellent. However, I think that's statistically less possible, less likely, probable. Even though we just saw it, I'm always going to bet with the statistics. And the statistics would say, yeah, you have an ascending channel. You're going to look to break to the downside. Where would a great place for that to be? 32.8. We get a bounce off of there. And then what do you get? I think this actually was what I was looking for. Some kind of head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders pattern. That would be excellent. That'd be excellent. If we look at a measured move to that area, bam. Not too bad. That was lucky. 36.3. That would be pretty decent. This whole chart starts to look different if we really make any kind of move, any kind of pattern here. It's really looking like it wants to break to, or it looks like it wants to break this range. This price action doesn't really look like the rest of the price action we've seen recently. Let's take a little comparison here. Where is this? So we have a reversal, and then we have an ascending channel that breaks up into another ascending channel. Have we seen this at all? Question mark. Maybe here. Maybe here. If we zoom in on this, this is actually pretty similar. Right here. That's pretty similar. We have a reversal. This isn't an ascending channel. This is actually, to me, kind of looks like a horizontal, so that would be a little more edge to the upside. But then we have what is pretty clearly an ascending channel here, and we broke down. I think other than that, we don't really have anything that looks like this. This price action has a different vibe to it. It has a different beat. I don't know, different beat to its dance. Something like that. We haven't seen this. What we have been seeing is, what, just really, it's nothing. Just up, sideways, up, down. And so this gets interesting. It does. It really doesn't look like the rest of the price action we've seen, and that's why I'm paying attention now. I think that this could very easily become that head and shoulders pattern. Where is it? Here. There's your neckline. This is your weird deformed head. Here's your shoulder. You see, even at back testing that neckline. And now for it to come down, well, up, back test it, and continue, that would be a beautiful technical move, honestly. That would be really nice. Invert my chart. Where are my indicators? Let's take a look at just like a few of these little time frames here. I'm going to scroll through them. Honestly, I've been really watching MarketCypher a lot lately, I'll just be honest. I've been very honest about my feelings towards it since day one. But I've been using it more and more, and I've been using it with RSI and MACD at the same time, like up. And this does, MarketCypher does kind of include those, certainly includes RSI, but I find it hard to see the RSI on it, so I like to have it up individually. Let's just scroll through time frames. We see 15-minute looking like it's rolling over. We had a little sell-off, retraced actually over 100% of that small local move up here. Moved up, retraced more than 100%. But now we're seeing that roll over. There's certainly, I can already tell on higher time frames, we're going to see some divergence here. Some bullish divergence on this low. You can just tell by looking at it right now. We see the 15-minute rolling over. Money flow is still positive on this small time frame. 30 rolling over. We're going to have bullish divergence there. I don't know where yet. Still looking good on the 30. We have a lower low here, or we have a higher low here, and we have a lower low on RSI. This is looking decent. Look at this 45-minute. Now, this isn't decided yet. 45-minute hasn't shown waning momentum just yet, but it does have that same bullish divergence here. We see lows coming up, and we see our RSI lows coming down. To be fair, we do have bearish divergence on our highs as well, and so that Doesn't necessarily cancel it out. You're gonna have to decide which you're gonna view as more important. I would not blame you if you viewed bearish divergence as more powerful, because we are, I guess, in a downtrend. Not really, though. We're in a side trend. So I guess what I would do is refer to larger time frames and see what they're saying. Hourly as well, momentum has not chilled out quite yet, but we're on a new hourly candle. Say as long as it doesn't trade below 33,688 here, it's probably just fine. Probably just fine there. Coming off a higher high in momentum. VWAP is looking to roll over. Momentum oscillators haven't given us much yet, though. So I think we just keep looking. Let's keep watching. 90-minute, same as the 45-minute. A little bit uglier here. Interesting. So on the smaller time frames, we're seeing some divergence. We're seeing some rolling back over. 90-minute has no bearish divergence here, though. Check that out. Ooh, that's actually pretty spicy. It's interesting because it conflicts with the other time frames we just looked at. So we have 2 lows and 2 highs. We don't have this confirmed as a low yet. We haven't seen the reversal. But the same thing we were looking at on these other time frames is our highs. Our RSI high came up here. We see a higher high, and that's the higher high in price. So we don't have bearish divergence on the 90-minute. We did on the other ones, the more common time frames. That's interesting. We have bullish divergence on our lows, similar to what we just looked at. As we see our lows have come up, and potentially our RSI lows are moving down. That would be a solid little scalp edge. If we see this RSI move back up on the 90-minute, that may be an edge for a scalp, actually. Because you have bullish divergence and you don't have bearish divergence. And I even like it more because all those other time frames were showing us bearish divergence on our highs. So to see it on this kind of less popular one, yeah. Right? Hourly has just a tad. It's a weaker bearish divergence, though. It's 2 hour. The 2 hour I've really been watching a lot lately. The 2 hour flipped over on the 21st on our magic day. Money flow flipped from negative to positive on the 21st and has trended up. You can see trended up this whole time. It gave us an early warning here. And I found that the 2 hour tends to do that. I don't really know why. I've been following it a lot. I recommend you check it out as well. The 2 hour, we also see some interesting movement here. So we have already, let's start here. We have 1 low on money flow, 2 lows on money flow. The low moved up, so it's waning. And then on the positive side, we have 1 move to the upside, and now the current one actually is larger than back here. So our money flow highs have moved up, and our lows have moved up. Watch the 2 hour. Watch it. It is remarkable. I'm not sure I have a time frame I like better. The 2 hour just seems to roll over at the right times. An experiment. These are too big. Okay. We have a golden cross. Golden cross on the 2 hour. You guys know I don't put much weight into these crosses. I think that they're traps most of the time. I will say I like this one because the 200 on the 2 hour was trending down and right into this golden cross. Not only did we get this rally, but we saw the 200 slope back up. And now both moving averages are looking to cross while sloping up. Typically, if that 200 hadn't done this and was still trending down and we got this cross, I'd be more bearish on it. But that is interesting. The timing of this and kind of last secondness nature is solid. So you just ban, just mute anyone who comes into someone's live stream to promote their own live stream. Get out of here, dude. It's ridiculous. Let's see. What's up, Cal J? I don't know why this isn't reading. I don't know why it's not reading the super chat. Let me box. There it is. Way quiet. Did it pop up? I'll play it again. One more time. Let's see. While I'm waiting, it'll interrupt me. I want to welcome Rick James. I'm Rick James. Speezy Prachiu, Skullshot Gaming, Louis Piera, Crypto News Daily, and Teddy Roybal. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Thank you for. It won't replay it. I'll just read it. Thank you guys for subscribing. Great reminder for everyone else. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Subscribe, like, hit the bell. All right, Cal J said, yo, man, been a while. I don't know if you guys could hear this. Hope you've been well. Check out XRP. You know what, Cal J? I have been well, and I honestly have been just enjoying the low energy. As content creators, man, we got burned out. Like, November to May. Just onslaught of content, and it's been actually kind of nice. As crappy as it looks on my portfolio, it's been kind of nice to just chill for a while. I'm doing great. Can I look at XRP? Do you think we have a buy the rumor, sell the news with them requesting the SEC to exit? Dude, all of this SEC stuff with XRP, I would never trade off. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Nah, it's just like, it doesn't matter what a news article says about what's going on with it. Like, you don't know. Okay, here, but this is cool. So we looked at this not so long ago. Not so long ago. We were looking at these momentum legs, and I was pointing out that, man, it looks like we're going to paint another one. So we were about right here. It's probably early July. I was like, this looks like a third momentum leg, right? However, we see that this low reversal on Bitcoin, we see it on XRP as well here. We see that that actually is a higher low. So what this shows me, or what this means to me, let's say that, is, yeah, we had a momentum leg, but it was a fake out. It wasn't real. So that momentum that we were potentially having, and it's even more important because it did paint out and then it failed to go lower. This shows me selling exhaustion. This shows me some form of selling exhaustion. You had the exact same setups with momentum legs down, and the bears failed to take it lower. Arguably, that's what we're seeing with Bitcoin as well. So that's solid. I think whatever position you're in, I think that a very slick play could be made on XRP using 51 cents, our support. Using 51 cents. If price trades below there, that's probably a decent place to exit the position. Depends, obviously. It's not financial advice. In my opinion, this would be a great stop loss. I do like that it's relaxed. It had very serious momentum going on, and it lost it. That's bullsh. That's bullsh. Low, higher low. And now the finisher on this cake is going to be, do we have divergence on these lows? Because if we do, that's going to get real spicy. So let's check this out. On the 4 hour. No, we don't. We don't on the 4 hour. That's okay. We wouldn't expect it on the 4 hour. We would expect it probably here on the daily or weekly. No, we don't, actually. Interesting. We see prices just moved to the 20 daily and actually traded back up to our previous support and did test it as resistance. So far, it hasn't made it back over. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to. But 62.2 cents looking like resistance. That's a very clean touch to it here today. Closing back below the 20. Really, I would have to see it keep above 58.2. And then you could have a sweet pattern. Something like that. That'd be nice. I'll keep an eye on this close today. And actually, I'm going to set an alert. Because when XRP trades above 62 cents, when it breaks that resistance, there's not a ton of resistance above it. I would expect it to return maybe the 200 daily, and that's right up here, right near that 79 cent resistance. Unfortunately, we don't have bullish divergence on the lows, which is odd. I would think we would. Let's see, the weekly, do we? On the weekly, we do. There we go. On the weekly, we do. Here's our lowest point in RSI. not our lowest point in price. So what's great about the weekly here on XRP is, well, it traded below the 50 weekly, just like Bitcoin did. And it was bought back up. Now it has a day and 2 hours to go. Looking to close it. Looking to close that weekly above 57.2 cents. And if it can, ideally, 63.6. That would be the bullish engulf for that weekly as well. So actually, there's a lot of potential spice here. Let's zoom out. Oh wow, okay. So this reminds me of Ethereum in a way. What we can see here, zoom this in, right here, we see price rallies, finds resistance, finds sellers, it sells off, it finds buyers, creates support, gets bought back up to that same level before finding sellers, selling off, finding buyers at the higher low, finally breaking out. And that's when we saw a large move. And what I like actually here on this longer time frame on this weekly, and this reminds me of Ethereum, as I said. Let's get rid of all this. Is on, and this is the weekly time frame, so this is not messing around time frame. There it is. All right, sorry about that. What I like about it is that there's a clearly defined support. Clearly defined, and that actually goes all the way back here as well. You found support on it here, you found resistance on it here. This is an old level for XRP. Let's call it like right here, 58.9. What I like about it is that it built resistance and then it put in higher lows. Then it broke it, and now instead of falling straight down to it maybe, or kind of falling down then rallying to a lower high and coming down, we see that this is really just that bowstring. We're seeing the bowstring being pulled back, and the farther we pull it back, the more force that arrow's going to have. And it has moved down in a very, in my opinion, pattern that looks to break to the upside. This is a descending channel at its best. Holding 58.9. In fact, I mean, if you've been in this a while, you have a good position. I would say holding the low at 50, you're in good condition. If it goes below 50, even if I was a holder, I'd probably be a little skeptical, because this is a strong level you've built. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to really be closing below it. But I could easily see this move back to the upside to try to retest that high. At least. If that happens, almost certainly Bitcoin is running, and so if Bitcoin is running to new all-time highs, likely we're going to see other coins do the same. And as you guys remember, before this sell-off kind of stuff, it's beautiful. That's too good to be true. This is too good to be true. Holy crap. So that super mega support resistance level also lines up virtually exactly with our 0.5 retrace. You can't even see it. They're overlapping. You can't even see this number because they're overlapping so hard. That's beautiful. That'd be a great spot to bounce. Just a wonderful bounce from there is possible. Our 618 is likely our next level of support below us, and that would be at 43.8. But things get very sketchy. They get very sketchy down here. I would not be interested. Last thing I'm going to do here for you, my friend. Let's take a look at this. So our 0.5 reach, geez, this chart is suspiciously clean. 0.5 retrace is at $1. All right, here's my prediction. This is what I think we see. I think we see XRP return to $1. What happens after that? Probably up to the rest of the market. But this is on the weekly, so this could take weeks to play out, right? This doesn't necessarily mean tomorrow, but this does look too tempting. It did have a back test on the way down at that level, which is okay. But $1's looking really likely. All right, let's move on from XRP. Thank you, Cal J, my friend. Dude, this is just everything. Wow. I have never noticed this. So even our macro, our highest to lowest prices on XRP, the 0.5 is in the exact same spot. Right here. 0.5. The 0.5 of the macro is in the same spot as the 0.5 of our local weekly movement, which is right on top of where that support slash, important price level support is. That is very spooky. It's very spooky. This whole chart Lines up right here. That's why, well, there we go. I guess further evidence of why I wouldn't want to see it lose this level. That would be very ugly. Dang. Cool chart. I don't know if I say that about XRP often. Or ever. But thank you, Cal J, my friend. Let me see. Chat. What are you guys doing? Tell me what you're doing. What are you doing, guys? Dude, what is up with the people coming in and saying they're streaming? What's up with that? What's up, Robert Luce? Thanks for subscribing, my friend. What is happening? What is happening? I just see like a wall of deleted messages. Yo, Dan Murphy. Yeah, dude. I think I have one already, too. So that's good. Chilling with the fat one. That's right. MRF, dude. That'll be me soon enough. Ooh, speaking of which, crap. While I wait for Dan Murphy's message to... Thank you, MRF. Thank you, Frank. What's up, Mark Saunders? Working on TA, appreciate your... Yeah, of course, man. That's what people don't understand is, where do you learn this stuff, you know? Where do you learn this? There's no school. There's no trading school. I mean, there's courses. But where do you learn this? And I don't have a great answer. I only can say I learned it by watching people like myself and then decided, hey, I could do that. Just watching someone else, and it's seeing people's TA once it's done, I don't think it's helpful because you really don't know what got them there. You don't know what drove them to those conclusions, right? You just have the end result and you have what they're saying that means. But when you see someone look at a new chart for the first time who does TA and then break it down in front of you, I don't think there's anything more valuable, period. These alerts I don't think are playing. But I'll read them out loud. Alright, they're just not working. It's saying they're working. No, it's not. Aerosmith Forever. Aerosmith Forever. How much is the 1,000 of those Ys? Ooh, heck, that's $9 in yen? Yeah, dude. I don't know why I didn't announce it. Yeah. So, let's see. Do it in order of... Look at this. This is what I'm dealing with. What is this? I need to change the resolution. I'm surprised it worked. And it says our stream status is poor and our, I don't know, viewer activity. So here we go. Aerosmith Forever. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. LTC for you first, and then we'll do the XFUND. And because I'm terrible at remembering things, I'm going to pull them both up. So LTC, I don't even really need to look at the chart because I am still in my butt trade. I'm still in my butt trade. But I've made moves in that butt trade since. I immediately sold off like half of it when it happened. And then I rebought. So I sold half. I rebought about half of that. So I have like 75% of that position. I rebought it at 130 and like 117, something like that. And I'm waiting for 100. I'm waiting for 86, and I'm waiting for potentially, you know, this is doom scenario, like 50. And I fully plan to just put the rest of that back in at lower numbers. We will see how that works out. But I ended up butt trading on my phone. Now I can't remember the date. Must have been back here, right? When did this happen? This is longer ago than I thought. I think it was right here. Right? What the hell? Oh, we're on the 6 hour. I thought we were on dailies. I was like looking for it. Here we go. Ended up butt trading. A good lesson for everyone. Don't trade on your phones because your butt can make $50,000 positions for you. that you're not aware of until you get an email saying it executed. So I immediately sold off half here. I bought like a piece of it here and a piece of it back here. And now I am waiting. If it happens, I'm going to get that clean 100. And then I think, what, 86? And then my last resort would be all the way down here. Something like here. 57. Hopefully I don't have to put any of that in. But I have been watching this chart like a hawk. And Litecoin's moving with Bitcoin, obviously. Let's take a little peek at different indicators. So I don't think Litecoin is back above the 20 daily yet, though, which is what I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, so this is good on the daily. We have bullish divergence on our low here in July. We see the lowest point in RSI, not the lowest point in price. Bullish divergence. There you go. Easy peasy. Instagram. Boom. Momentum. All right, momentum mirroring Bitcoin. We're seeing like the second day of increasing momentum. That's nothing to really get excited about yet, especially as our momentum lows have been coming down. But this is a big move on VWAP. This is a big VWAP pump. That's going to pull the money flow back up if it can sustain. Let's check this. Where are we here? So it looks like we're right at the 0.5. That's 125, 124.50, 618. So this is the level we're looking for a breakout on Litecoin right now. To beat 130. 130. Break that. Things are looking pretty solid. Let's see. We're going to run into that trend line soon enough. Just even if we trade sideways on Litecoin. There we go. I was right. So unfortunately, this is the only thing I don't like about the Litecoin chart is it's rallied up to its 0.5. It had a high, we had a low. Now we're at the 0.5, and a rejection from here is really not good looking. That'd be very not good looking. Being right here and under the 20 is not great. However, this is very likely to follow Bitcoin no matter what. Bitcoin goes up from here. Likely to see Litecoin go up. But just technically, on a technical level, Litecoin is not looking as great on the daily. I think that on higher time frames, Litecoin actually looks better than Bitcoin, and fingers crossed here that that is still true. Oof, not on the weekly. Under the 50 weekly. That's not great. That's not great. That's not great. But look at this. Look at this weekly 200 and 100. You know what? I might just refine what I was thinking here. I was looking for 100 to make my next purchase. I didn't notice this. We have the 200 and the 100 moving averages on the weekly, both trending up, overlapped between 95 and 96-ish. I think 96 might be my next re-entry, if we see that level, if we see it. Weekly, luckily, has waning momentum, but hasn't been going on as long as Bitcoin. We only have 2 closed waning momentum candles, potentially 3 in a day. Do have bullish divergence on the weekly, though, so that is a positive. I could definitely see it trading down to 96. If it does, I'm a buyer. If it doesn't, is what it is. Let's see this month. Same as Bitcoin on the monthly, waning momentum. RSI, actually, in an interesting spot for Litecoin on the monthly here. 52.29, that's really, really close to 50. Any rejection, any bounce or any rejection from the 50 in RSI, so meaning if it bounces or if it was below and it rejected, anything that touches 50 and then reverses on RSI, I don't know why, by something to do with mathematics, tends to result in a strong move. So I like that it's near 50. I like that it's not underneath 50. And maybe moving down to 50 lines up with 96. Maybe I'm being too bearish. Don't know. That would be a great potential bounce there. That'd be great. We do have support here on the monthly at 122. We've had that forever. Had it forever. I got rid of all my levels accidentally. So we have 122, 227, 271. These are our monthly levels for Litecoin. Oh, I see why I said 67, because I took this one as well. This is really it. Really it. In the short term, Litecoin doesn't look great, but you know, that, like I said, that can change with the snap of Bitcoin. That's how crypto rolls. Hasn't quite gotten to that 0.5 yet. Looks not so great on the shorter time frames. That can change with Bitcoin, but the longer time frames actually are pretty decent here. If we kind of zoom out and look at this, we have our high, our low, our lower high, our higher low. Now we have a double top. Double tops, you guys have heard me say this a million times. Double tops in crypto, they're just not good. They're not, double tops, double bottoms, they're not good signals. Yes, they almost always lead to some kind of reversal, but they almost, if ever, actually reverse the trend. So Litecoin was in an uptrend. It hit this double top. It sold off. It is unlikely now to move back down and make a lower low. Very unlikely. Very unlikely. And on the monthly, the most logical spot for that bounce to happen is right here, that higher low. This would not surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. In fact, this is what I think is going to happen. But that way. This is what we'll end up with, in my opinion. There we go. And then we get the measured move to the upside. Just like that. Cha-cha-cha. 1600 Litecoin, I'll take it. 958, yeah, that'd be nice. My butt trade, if it moves to 1600, will be the most epic, probably the best trade ever made. So you want to see BTC pair as well. I'll take a look at it quick, because I spent a lot of time on the dollar pair. Not bad. Let's start off in the month. We are at lows. We're at some historic lows. 00322. This is our monthly support. This is where we closed in this weird price action that happened back here. That's where we bounced off of this year. That's the level we gotta see hold. You gotta see that level hold. The Bitcoin pair, I can't lie. I'll be honest. The Bitcoin pair does not look super hot. It doesn't. But it hasn't. It hasn't for a long time. And I guess for that reason, I'm not really worried. Not really worried about it. See our measured move. If we do break that low, it would be down at 19002. That's actually where I was looking for my next purchase. Never got there. Dude, something tells me. Here's what I think is going to happen. LTC BTC has had three, now looking for, or it had three increasing momentum candles after rolling over on the monthly. Now we have this threatening, waning momentum candle. Here's what I think is going to happen, seriously. By the end of this month, I think LTC BTC moves up, and I think this candle closes higher, and we have 4 months of increasing buying momentum on this pair. I really do believe that. I don't think the monthly is going to close in this condition. The weekly has been looking great. Right? It's been looking great. That was for the USD pair. Not looking great. But it's similar. This is similar to XRP. We have this descending pattern of some kind. I would call it a descending wedge. But we have this descending pattern that very regularly breaks to the upside. Very regularly. If it can hold here, then you have a beautiful pattern building. Beautiful. If we lose 0032, my butt trade is going to hurt. It's going to hurt my wallet. It's quick. I have another one to do, right? XFUND. I didn't forget. There we go. XFUND. Yeah. It's daily. Seen better days. This is how I view it, though, and I'm very... There we are. I have good confidence that this is how this plays out. I don't believe that we break the low. I think the low doesn't get tested, and I think we see this break to the upside. And if we do, let's pick out that target. Boom. Yep. 00488 back to the 0.05, possibly 0054. Those both line up pretty well with historical levels, so we'll see what happens. Thank you, man. I appreciate the super chat. You are super. You are super. LJ, my bad, dude. We're going to look at that XFUND for Dan Murphy. Thank you, Dan Murphy. Cal J, short time frame, though. Okay. 7 cents again. Add your position. Let me do the XFUND here, and do the XFUND here, and I'll take a peek. It's almost certainly just going to follow Bitcoin, though. Short term, like long term, things can diverge away from it pretty solidly. Short term, they're all seemingly just pegged to the corn. Let's take a look. So we were looking for our measured move to play out. XFUND Eth, it never actually hit 5. That was our target. However, it did reach up to 3.77, and it did hold our support here. This is XFUND versus Eth. I don't know if there's other pairs available. If there are, I can look at that for you, but Crypto 101, you deserve 500k subscribers. Thank you. Thank you. But you know what? I'm really happy with the 37-ish we have. You guys are the best. If more people want to join us, they're welcome to. Welcome to. Dan Murphy, you want XFUND Eth, or is there another pair? Give you a second. What's up, iPawa? Should I unsubscribe and subscribe to get attention? Dude, guys, I'm just, when I'm in the zone, it takes a lot to take me out of that zone. A lot. So I'm never ignoring you guys, and I'm never ignoring anyone specifically. I'm either looking at my chart or looking at the chat, and I can't do both. I think what I need to do is get another little monitor, like a little pad thing to have down like in my peripheral where I can see the text moving, maybe. I can do that. Kent P, Vincent, Owen Roten, thanks for subscribing, guys. Great to have you. Don't forget to hop in that Discord, smash the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe as well. Dan respond with a pair. Eth is cool. Cool. Yes, the only one. That's what I thought. So all right. So here's what I see. It's played out pretty well. It's played out pretty well. On a macro, though, this is not great looking. You can see this at home. You can see what I'm seeing. This is not ideal on a macro. You have your lows coming up, right? You have your lows coming up, and you have your highs moving up. And what do you get? The problem is you can be stuck with something like this. Doesn't guarantee that's going to happen. You can always see this move to the upside, back test this high trend instead of reject, and then it can be off to parabolic town. But look at this thing. Wah, 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 wah. It's like a willy. But this is not what you love to see in a coin, you know, like, and this is against Ethereum, so it doesn't really bode against its like maybe dollar value there. But you don't want to see this play out. You don't want to see it. I will say that this really cleanly came back to this trend, didn't it? Let's kick it from there. Yep. Really cleanly came back to that trend after not hitting it. Upside, good part of this is it's held this 8.82 support that we pegged all the way back in like May, early May. It's held it. The more it's tested, yeah, it does weaken. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests here. It's not great. But if it doesn't come back to test this, things look pretty decent. We could get a bounce off 1.17 here. Then we could see a move back up to the 2 area. We don't have a head and shoulders here yet, though I'm sure people are trying to spooky saying you do. You don't have a neckline. You have a very odd chart. But you don't have a neckline yet. If we see that 822 level loss, then we do. That's ugly. Really not much going on there. You have bullish divergence on your lows and bearish divergence on your highs. That's conflicting. The daily looks a little sketchy, though. A little sketch. Let's see these moving averages quick. Ooh. All right. Okay. All right. But above all your daily moving averages, you're above the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200. That's not very common right now in anything. So that's pretty cool. We had this fake out bearish cross where price faked out, rejected from the 100 daily, bounced off support, and then broke through it. hit resistance and move back. So I'm going to watch for that 50 daily to hold. If that 50 daily holds, you're definitely coming back out to test that too. Well, not definitely, in my opinion. Coming back out to test that too. You're really still, I mean, this isn't helpful, but you're just range bound until you're not in this channel. You're on top of all your daily moving averages. I can't name another coin off the top of my head at all that's true of, period. So that's spicy. Like, that's spicy. And that's actually a pretty actionable thing, as we're at 1.43. That 50 is at 1.36. That's not a huge down draw or whatever. To look to make a play. It's interesting. What's this look like on a week? Nice. Weekly, solid bullish engulf. You now also have a weekly support at 1 to 1. Weekly support. You see that in June? Closed, opened, left. And then we see last week was unable to break that level, opened at this same value. It's actually 0.95, but I'll call it 1. And then moved up. Ooh. Yeah, this chart looks pretty darn good, man. Look at the 20 weekly on this. Look at that. Look at that. That's a beautiful test of the 20 weekly. You built new support. Yes, you got rejected. But you also even have a potential, if we do see, well, I guess we only have a day left, but if we do see more upside on this and we see a close above 259, you have a pattern we never see play out in crypto. To be three rising methods. You just have to beat that weekly. Interesting. This is a cool chart. Let me zoom in to a short time frame really quick for you. Just look at like kind of what that's doing, and then we're gonna move on. So we do see on the hourly momentum, selling momentum waning off. We do see RSI very low with bullish divergence there. It's a good start. 4 hour with its first potential waning momentum candle. Cool. Nothing really of note on RSI there. Your money flow is still heavily negative, which is not what I want to see. It is hard, man. I think it's going to come down to that 50 daily, so keep an eye on that. That 50 daily, I think, is going to be really important. If you can hold that level, you're going to make yourself a fun move. You'll have a solid measured move play from this high to that 50. That's pushing you back up towards that June high. Things are looking hunky-dory. So yeah, for Cal J, my bad, dude. Let me check at these low time frames. I don't know what you were looking for, really. Disclaimer, obviously this is all opinion, not financial advice. But the lower the time frame, the less accurate things are going to be. The less predictable things are going to be. What were you looking for? Will it see 57 cents again? 57 cents. Okay, we have like this 58.2 support. That's probably where I would look to take a position or add if I was adding. Not saying I would or not. I'd probably look for that 58.2 to be a slightly higher low. You don't want to see it come back down to 57. If it comes back down to 57, you might get like a kind of relief bounce off of that double bottom. And you're likely to see it reject at a lower high and move to the downside. You really don't want that 57. It's not the end of the world, but it's going to have to really break back up through new resistance if it does. I would look for 58.2 personally. Do have some nasty bearish divergence on this high. That RSI was very low for how much higher price went. Yeah, that high is very low. Weird. Right here, that's the highest point in price. That's not good. We're going to have to see this on the 15-minute move back to overbought before it moves to oversold on these low time frames, or it's going to get not so hot. Waning momentum on the 30. This low here has really thrown out so many divergences. It's weird. It's a lower low. Huh. Looks like it did respect 62 cents like to the penny. Man, this is a weird. Slower time frame. Strange. It's all the same. This low is on every time frame. This is the lowest point in RSI. It's kind of negates any edge you might get. But as you zoom out, this high is less ugly. So on the 45 minute, it actually doesn't have bearish divergence right here. That's good. Do I think it's going to move to 50? I think that's likely. 4 hours losing some steam. Man, I wish I had a clear edge for you. You know what? Here, we're just gonna like lean back on classical crypto TA. So we consolidated at support. We lost it. We didn't quite touch our support below. We had a higher low. We moved back up to our resistance. And now we're going to look for it to come back. And look for it to come back to support. That's really all we got, right? I think they did back test it here. This probably was on the same day, though. Now, stop it, TradingView. Now I'm my own thumbnail right now. It's a hard call, brother. It's a hard call. I'm going to say the probability is I would say 55%. There we go. In my opinion, 55% chance we touch 58 too. Moving on. Thank you for your donations, guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate y'alls. Y'all. All right. Cool. We got the super chats out of the way. Excellent. We got a bunch of viewers. Welcome, everybody. We lost a few, but still have quite a few for how chill it's been lately. It says we popped up to 450 viewers and then it dropped right back down. What? Must be an error. From 450 to 270. Something's buggy with this stream. It's okay. Buggy or not, good. Let's see. I'm back to the chat reading. The chat. We're in search. Awesome. 187 likes. We have 300 watching basically. Can we get like another 50 likes on that? Get to like 250, 230. If you haven't, friendly reminder. Friendly reminder. You. With that poll. You guys vote in the poll? Hit it. Put your final thoughts in that poll real quick. We have 500 votes on it. That's pretty good. That's dang good. So far, continuation is winning. I was really hoping that the poll on this pull it onto the screen. So this poll, I was really hoping that will fail like all the others would win, because then that would make me very bullish. It looks like market continuation is taking the lead, has the lead with almost 500 votes. It's a pretty good sample size. Interesting because previously we were kind of split on the channel. The channel's like 50-50. So now we're leaning more bullish. I mean, if anyone's going to lean bullish, it's our channel. We always lean bullish. We never left. I can definitely see this happening. Maybe not today. All right, let's read some chat. Say hello to some. I'm going to close the poll. Thank you for voting. 480 of you. You guys rock. Changed. Once you know how to do TA, you're busy making money, not sharing secrets with strangers. That's probably the reason. That's probably the reason it's so hard to find information. I agree. People don't want to share the information once they learn. Very rare. What's up, Asowagentu? How you doing, brother? Frank Novak. Scary for you. Is still under the old all-time high in case of Litecoin. Yeah, dude, I agree. You might not have been here for that. So basically, I was saying double tops, especially at all-time highs, double tops. I've never really seen them play out. Litecoin's the first coin I've like ever even seen kind of significantly reverse at an all-time high. And to me, it just screams fake out. It just screams trap. I think we see a higher low. I think we see into the end of this month some fire under its butt. I'm not worried. I'm not worried, and Litecoin is my largest position again after that butt trade. Well, second, sorry. Bitcoin then, like. Kent P, how about AMP? Perhaps. Maybe we'll do a vote. We'll do a vote. We'll do a poll. Elon is a fan of LTC. What? I've never heard him say that, but I believe it. Let's see. So I saw AMP. AMP recommended. We'll put that. Someone misspelled Ethereum in a way. Ethereum. That on there. B-Pro, never heard of it. What's up, AC? Marcel, BTC Pump, sure. What's up, He Bangs? He bangs the drums. Good to see you, dude. GUTech pegged you corn. You. Inigo got us. What's up, man? Can check out Eth. Yep, I'm putting that on the vote. Aerosmith, dude, Litecoin, I'm always looking to look into. I'm always willing to spend some time at. Look at ICP. No. I'm not looking at ICP for free. That coin, in my opinion, is, since day one, has been trash. What's up, Shift? No pistons, no vaping, please. All right. No comment. What's up, Kiwa? How you doing, bro? You feel bullish like next month? Yeah, fair enough. Justin Mary. MCB, Market Cipher B on 4-hour head and shoulders pattern. Think what? Head and shoulders pattern on Market Cipher? What do you mean? I don't know what you'd be referring to. This 4 hours spicy, dude. So spicy. Look at this RSI. Beautiful. We're back up in like high RSI territory. That's what we want. That's what we want. How do I get the scale back on this side? I'm just going to delete it. Delete. Indicators. There we go. Yeah, no, not looking at ICP for free. No, I might add ICP to the list of expensive ones to check. Matthew Burr, Soma, same thing. Right on, dude. Jessica B. How you doing, darling? One of my favorite. Can we look at Cream? I don't think I've ever looked at Cream. Maybe I did. So I'll add Cream to this just to spice it up. iPotwa. What's up, iPotwa? Deeper network chart. Or maybe. I'm going to pull up Ethereum for now just because so many people have asked about it. I haven't looked at it today. Rakhar, man. You said you were here when I had 100 subs. Those were many moons ago. Thanks for checking back in. We were worried about you. Ooh, Ethereum on the hourly, not looking terrible. Looks like it broke resistance and has back tested it. This is being a very clean chart. You had your little fake out below resistance. You tested you tested it. 1772. Tested it. Moved to resistance. 2020. Flat topped at resistance, as Ethereum does love to do. And then you back tested it. And then you pulled around at resistance again, and now you've back tested it. Now, I don't like how this looks as it's like zoomed out. I don't like that. Bitcoin's doing it too. But I do like how this is moving, the price action. It's moving to resistance. It's testing it. It's putting in higher lows. It's breaking it. It's coming back to back test it. And it's moving up to the next resistance. So if we follow this pattern, next logical spot, 2300. 2300. Next logical move. If this continues. RSI remaining high. That's excellent. You had bullish divergence on this low. Now you're hanging out all the way up here in like 70 plus RSI. I like that. That's bullish. What's up, Shep Jones? How you doing, bro? Have I looked at XLM today? I have not. You're just kidding about vaping. Well, I quit cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes for a few years. I quit cigarettes by vaping, so I will always be pro vape. If if you smoked and you're using it to quit smoking, I'll always be pro vape. Totally anti vape for people who've never smoked cigarettes or nicotine and then start vaping it. It's just like, dude, don't do that. Don't make my mistake. All right, I'll add XLM to the vote then, just for you. I've never heard of EPS. No. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. Dasher Maker. Which one do I get rid of? I already looked at that, so I'll add Dash, because Dash has been making moves. Here's our poll. We're gonna do whatever you guys vote for. Currently hard stuck in gold. I know that life, dude. They said you'll have a whale of a good time. I think my chat's... Double click the right sidebar. Oh, so I had dragged another indicator on top of RSI, and so it moved the RSI scale to the left, and I don't know how to redo it. So check ADA, says Shane Walta. I already put I put the vote up. Vote now. Vote up here. We have AMP Dash Cream XLM. What do you want to see? What do you want to see? XLM just pulled ahead. What's up, Cali Crop Doc? Fire Channel. Thank you. You're a Fire Channel as well. It's good to be back streaming. I've been enjoying the break though as well. Definitely enjoying the break. You know, guys, I realized before April, it's like mid-April, for the first time, I went more than 2 days without streaming. From November, actually, it actually goes back farther than that. I think it goes back to August last year. No, more than that. I don't even remember, man. I'm losing track. But I was on average streaming like 2 out of 3 days. Never taken any vacation, never taken any time off. I hadn't even gone 2 days, or 3, I guess, yeah. I'd only ever gone 2 days without streaming, up until April. So I'm enjoying the chill time. I've been working hard. 6 years now. I think about same, to be honest. I now have vaped longer than I smoked. But I'll take that. I'll take it. Smoking is by far, smoking cigarettes is the worst thing in the world. As someone who has. Yeah, MRF, dude, I don't understand Elon. He's so back and forth. Nothing he says really makes sense. Nothing makes sense when it comes to crypto. It's like, for a dude who's so smart and so tech savvy, it's just like it just like doesn't, none of it adds up. Now it seems like gibberish. Ramblings of a easy person. Sure. Do I even have a DAG chart? Man, what low hype. Low hype in the chat today. You guys are chilling. I guess I do have a chart on this. What was I looking at? Ha, beautiful. Beautifuls. Constellation? Sounds like they're taking Tether's or Stellar's name. Constellation. Wow. Wow. What is this? Where was this traded? There's a lot of slippage, it looks like. Oh, sorry, symbol name labels. Symbol. Here we go. Qcoin. Huh, that's a lot of slippage, man. Matthew, it's really high, man. Nah, it's the chroma key. It goofs up sometimes. Where do I see XRP going if it's out of the SEC case? I mean, I'm not a fan of XRP personally. I have very specific criteria of the coins I like and don't like, and one of them is, well, proof of work to begin with. Decentralized. XRP doesn't fit like the reason I got into the space, so I don't really invest in it. That being said, it's all-time high. Hasn't been tested. Almost everything else is tested. It's all-time highs. It's a really good starting place. It's like 340 or 317. And look at the next logical level. is going to be psychological $5. That'd be my next target. You break the all-time high, that's where you're looking. General Sweet. What's up, Soul N? What's up, Mosey? Does FTX platform support respond on weekends? I don't know, man. I don't work for FTX. In general, crypto exchanges are very bad. Very bad. Oswald again too. Does it have negative effects? I'm sure it does, but I'm sure it does. But if you compare it to cigarettes, not even a question. Oh no, there's no hype today. That's okay. Oh, it's 7. Okay, so other people started streaming. DAG, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go like deep into it. DAG looks pretty good. Yeah, you have this crazy wick. And that's selling pressure. Looks like you have a higher low. It looks like it's honestly just resuming this trend. This is the Bitcoin pair. DAG looks interesting. Well, since we don't have a ton of activity going on, let's end the poll. I'll pull up all 4 of these. It's a magic special because you guys are here. We haven't been live in a while. I'm gonna pull up all 4 of these charts in a surprise reversal. I don't have a cream chart. I'll make in a surprise, unusual take. I'm gonna quickly look at all these charts. Amp, cream, dash. We don't normally do this, but I'm spoiling you guys today. And XLM. I was looking at XLM, not actually the chart. I was looking at it on my tracker. And I saw it was like 20 something cents. And I was like, that's a pretty good price for XLM. Yeah, yes it is. Hidden support. So XLM1, I'll start with it. I pulled up AMP, don't worry. Empire? Is it the same thing? Is it not this? I don't know. We'll start with XLM because it won. XLM does look pretty decent. I'm gonna get rid of all these old fibs. Is back to its 50-day moving average, is far above its 20. Excellent. A great place to start. Really does just look like the rest of the market here with this descending pattern. Typically, we expect those to break to the upside. Resistance above 31.5 cents. We gained that from January's consolidation period. Looks like so far we have held December's high consolidation. We saw 2 tests of this level, back down to support, and then broke it. And this is the first time we've tested it. It has held at least so far. Said RSI looks either have a double bottom here, slightly lower low, higher low in RSI. I'm gonna say it's bull div on its lows on the daily. That's decent, mad decent, yo. This, yeah, this is not likely either. So let's zoom XLM out a little bit. See this monthly. We see a lot of coins return to monthly supports right now. Keep your eye out. Patrons know one of them. Posted a bunch of trade setups on it. Looks like XLM's another one. We can see this level has actually been significant all the way back to 2018. Consolidated and lost this level. Now we're back above it. Actually, that's pretty clean too. 20 cents for XLM. That's probably why I was like, hey, 20 cents seems like a good price for this. That's our monthly. It was resistance, you can see here. Into the bull market. We saw resistance there, created by 2018's consolidation. Rejection, back down to our monthly support level below. Then it broke, bounced and broke. Now it has pulled back with the rest of the market and is testing this level as support. That's pretty solid. If it can, oh man, 20 cents. I would be out. If I had a new position, I'd be out if it breaks 20 cents personally, because you don't really have support until 13 cents below it. That's a huge drop. But you have what looks like a double bottom on the monthly. You have bullish divergence slightly on lower time frames there, just slightly lower low, but it is going to be called a double bottom. So we're going to look for a retracement. XLM needs to flip its monthly candle to green. That's at 28.4 cents. That'll be the first level we're going to look to retake here. That lines up really well with this 236. It's slightly off. But then we're going to look for our typical retraces. We're going to look for 0.5. That's at 40 cents. We're going to look for 618. That's at 47 cents. This is the area I would look. As soon as this candle, if it does, knock on wood, but as soon as that candle turns green, this is where I'm going to look. I'm going to be looking in this zone, 40 to 47 cents for that retracement. Doesn't mean it's going to stop there, but it would be a awesome spot. Truly an awesome spot to look for a target, a TP, if you weren't totally sure it was going to continue. That looks solid. Ooh, man, that's right there. Huh. I think Edge is bullish on XLM in the short term, like short mid-term, but you can't lose 20 cents. You've tested it twice. I don't want to see it tested again. I would likely look to, if I was playing this, I would likely look to enter at 21 and stop just below 20, and I would look to ride that back up maybe to this 31 cents. If you're a little more risky, you may look to move that stop lower, but then your TP higher. This is how I would play it. I think the edge is that you will look to retrace on XLM. Cup and handle? Not a cup and handle. Cup and handle? You mean this, maybe? This is the cup? I don't know. Nah, there's no handle. Quad chart, quad bug. I'm into. And what other charts we had? AMP. Let's take a look. So XLM won, so we took more time, looked into it. Never looked at cream, so we'll look at cream. Just for you, Jenny. Is it Jenny? Jenny. Cream. Monthly support at 127 dues. Bam. Resistance is gonna be right up here. You have 252. 151 also looks like. Okay, those are the only important levels I really find in the short-term price action. Let's look at this weekly. Ooh, our strange chart. Weekly, it's going to need to see some buying into the next day here, or it risks waning buying momentum that it just recently experienced for the first time, it appears. What in the heck is going on with this chart? What is this? I don't know what this is. It's like in December, it went from 60. So at the start of the year, it went from like 62 bucks up to 380 in February, and then just collapsed. It did not follow the rest of the market. That is very interesting. It's not what we usually see. It did hold its 618 retracement though, and that's solid. And did it retrace back to there? Yep, touched the 618 and rejected. Man, this is weird. I would use, in my opinion, $123 would be my stop loss if I was in this coin. My take profit would probably be $250. I'd probably look to make this play. I think there's likely even a good risk to reward here. See. It's not the best. It's 2. It's a little low for me. I usually prefer like a 3 risk to reward, but I think that's a totally valid play, and I think it actually could just be made better if you look to grab it at this support. It'd be like 150. Yep. We can move our stop down just a little bit more, give it a little more leeway. Look to fill at $151. Look at take profit at $250. That actually looks pretty decent. It's through on 20 weekly. You're above the 20 weekly, so that's unexpected. Not gonna lie, unexpected but pleasant. And above all the dailies. Man, this is weird. There's another example. I didn't think there was one. What I do like is you're starting to see this bottom rounding here. Very unusual pattern. Starting to see this bottom round here, and why I said you don't want it below 23 is, yeah, it still could be rounding then, but it becomes, it just loses kind of that edge. It gets, it's too low. That's how I looked. Conversely, if it doesn't do that, it just moves up. You can always look to play it the other way. Probably do something as a short from 252. That's also a possibility. Or if you were really ballsy or just wanted to play with a super tight stop, you could always look to go long on 123. You could, drop it? That's probably not going to play. You'd have to have a super high take profit, all-time high. Actually, that's possible. You could play it this way. Oh, you get a nice 3 here. Nice. Okay, you could do that either way. I like it. I like it. Interesting. I don't have much else to say about Cream. We're going to move on. Dashy dash, and then we're going to do amp. We've done all of them then. This chart is so busy, I'm just going to make a new one. Cream. Peaches and cream. Peaches and cream. Peaches and cream. Dash had a very interesting candle a few days ago. Not seeing it really follow through here. What? How's I doing? Question. Looking to close above its 50, or at least tested it again. That's like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 tests on that 50 daily moving average after retaking the 20 and back testing it. That's a solid start. Solid start for this chart. Isn't that right? Bounced to 100 weekly. Cool. But rejected by the 50. That's ugly, man. Bounced to 100, retook the 200, higher high, and then you get sold off. You reject from the 200, you bounce to 100. That's not ideal. That looks a little janky to me. Looks a little janky. Do not want to lose that 100 daily. As you can see, it's been support 3 times. In fact, you don't really want to touch it again. You want to just stay away from that altogether. Let's zoom out so we can get some macro levels here. What do we got? What do we got? 20 monthly, though, holding price. That's probably right where that 50 weekly is. Probably lines up pretty darn good. 65, yes. And support, looking at, what's this one? 113 to 115. That might be where the play is here for Dash if you were looking for an edge. Probably right about there. That would be a solid risk to reward, I would say. You see, like, maybe the next monthly trade below it, or we trade back below it this month. That could be a great entry. Not that many other levels here. 65, yeah, just like Litecoin. 65. We have solid monthly resistance, so you lose 115, I'd probably be looking for 65. I don't think that's going to happen. $1,000 is your monthly resistance above you as your macro. Locally, 319, that'd be my upside target, or maybe this 50 monthly at 200. This is in a little more danger than some of the other ones. A little more danger, especially after that really solid pump it had. It's such a strong pump, and it just got sold off. That's not what you want to see. This wick. So weird. How is this? This is the lowest point in RSI right here. No, here. No bullish divergence on these smaller time frames, but no bearish divergence either. That wick up actually kind of cleared it out. Nothing. This looks like you're consolidating. The saving grace here is that selling, that wick, that sell-off. Put in a higher low. Had that double bottomed here, gone lower, this would look extra bad on the short term. But because you have this higher low, and now you're consolidating sideways at the previous consolidation range, could look to see a break to the upside again, retest 165. Yeah. Not as bullish as I'd hoped. Amp. Ampy damp. Looks like, okay. 5 cents. This looks like the biggest player here on this chart. We're on the daily for AMP. 5 cents. We broke through it yesterday. Today we saw some selling, but not an equal selling response. And it's brought it back to 5 cents. I'd like to see today's candle close above 5. The ideal. Oh, beautiful. And the 20 daily's right there. Solid. It's actually really solid. That could be a good entry, in my opinion. Weekly is struggling there, though. Above the 20, but has rejected. Looks like this weekly rejected from the bullish engulf, at least at this point. That's not ideal. Really just looking for a close above that 5 cents this week, and if you do, it's looking decent. You're looking decent. You need to get rid of all of these, you're trying to predict these next highs. Back in the day, when everything was smashing all-time highs. Yeah. Hasn't really hit this trend at all. The problem with, I think the problem I have with this coin is you're in an interesting spot. You have some support here below from this. But once you get to these levels, if you do, there's really nothing until fractions of a penny. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. This chart doesn't look terrible. We've looked at worse charts today. But there's nothing really jumping out of the screen at me. Ooh. Interesting. So I just said that the weekly rejected that bullish engulf. Interesting, though. This must be new since we last looked at it. What we also have, I'm going to get rid of this on. Here we go. What also happened, though, is the same scenario this month happened in the other direction. We saw the candle sell off and reject from the bearish engulf on the monthly. That's a stronger signal than the weekly, though they are conflicting. That's spicy. So we have the weekly being bearish and the monthly being bullish. I mean, I'll take the monthly being bullish over the weekly. Looks like we have a new resistance here that's going to be around like 5.5. 5.5, 5.6. From all these monthly closes, that's going to be tough to break. It's going to be a tough cookie. I don't really have much else to say about AMP. Sorry, guys. Sorry, dudes. Go, Ethereum, go. Ethereum, 2300, let's go. Let's go. Bitcoin, let's go. Let's do it. I don't know, what else do we have to do? We have like 200 watching, hype's waning off. Waning hype momentum. Waning hype. Guys, make sure you're in Discord and subscribed. How many times I have to say it? I'll just say as many times as I have to. Make sure you've liked this stream. I'm just going to spam out some links. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, new. If you're not, follow me. Do it. Do it to it. We're going to be hitting the start of August here. And the shilling a patron will return then. So prepare. Check out the patron. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. Check it out for next month. Don't sign up today. Please do not sign up today. Don't do it. You can sign up the first of the month on August, and that's the best value. Best bang. Best. Yeah. 2,000 views. Oh, hype will return, guys. I promise. Not today. Campfire, thanks for subscribing, man. ABC Death, Red Row SK, James Lovering, Matthew, Iramosa, Finest. You guys rock. Well, everybody, I love y'all. If we see a break of 35,000, we'll stream again tonight. Thanks for joining.